Finally, after 2 long years, Transforming characters are now back, and it looks like with this new Eren coming literally in 2 days time on JP and KR, they may have just fixed transforming characters.
Full counter!
Alright boys, welcome back. So recently, a few hours ago now, we just got the new AOT trailer, basically confirming that Eren will be transforming, and we're going to break a bit down about the actual gameplay and if he actually is a true transforming character or a little bit different to ones we haven't really seen in the game before. So let's just jump into it. So on screen now, you can see Eren, he transforms, he does his little hand thing, the classic iconic screenshot from obviously the final season, and then straight away jumps into his new Titan, which I may add has now been upgraded. It looks so much better now in comparison towards the old Eren, and straight away does a massive slam attack, something similar to his old one. However, it could be edited, and I want to say this right now, it could be edited. He could be like the old Eren. We're still going to get into it in a second, but it looks like from this actual clip right now is that he's going to actually transform straight away and then deal massive attack. He's not going to stand there like the old Eren. So for example, if you have this Eren, he obviously bites his hand and then transfers to his Titan, does his scream, and this is where the ultimate ends. But it looks like obviously in the new one that he doesn't stop. He runs straight towards the characters and deals one massive slam, right? Kind of making the ultimate, while he does transform, deal actual damage, which is what we've been asking for, because it turns out transforming and dealing no damage is actually not really that worth it, because, well, why would you ult to transform when you can ult to win the game, right? Look at any character, even single target characters in the game. Using your ultimate, whether it be to kill the whole team or to kill one person, normally makes you win the game, right? Especially with so much ult dream nowadays, right? It's, you know, we can't afford characters to ult to buff up. But it doesn't mean it can't work. Now, while it didn't really work with Eren because the characters sucked, and once again, he had a really bad ultimate, even though you didn't really get that far, and the whole character was just flawed, we had seen someone in the game can it be a good transforming character? And that was Blue Greenmore. Now, hang on a second. The character doesn't transform. But imagine if they just replaced this kit with what obviously Titan Eren had. Before, obviously, Greenmore got nerfed, right? But that would have made perfect sense, because the idea behind this character is he's kind of bad. He really sucks, right? But if you manage to get the ultimate off, and before, obviously, the character got nerfed, this character was dealing unreal damage to the point that he's probably one of the best characters in the game, where he's making Escanor patience, where he was literally one-shotted any character in the game. And that is what we want from transforming characters, because think about it, right? Lost Fane, Mael, any Demon King, for example, if you use your ultimate, you normally wipe out the whole field. So to have a new shiny character come out where they transform all, but then one-shot everyone, it's a little bit extra steps. It looks good because it feels good, obviously, and that's kind of what made this Greenmore so fun. One, it was kind of Greenmore, and it's kind of nice to see Greenmore actually do something, but it was fun to kind of take a bad character, and then deal a lot of damage and kind of one-shot everyone. It was fun, but it wasn't top tier. Obviously, the character got nerfed because there's more to it, and there was more towards final bosses, and obviously Guild Wars as well, and your narrow bosses. But for PvP, the character was kind of balanced, and that's kind of what we need for transforming characters, right? Now Eren, once again, I feel like we'll get buffed, and hopefully he does turn into a new Greenmore. But this new Eren is going to be one of the newest characters, and from what we've seen from recent collaborations, they always release one mega broken character, and once again, this Eren could be, obviously. So yeah, if they actually make this Eren transform and then deal damage, they would have just completely fixed transforming characters. But there's also a few ways they can do transforming characters, so let's just run through it. Philo, I mean, she's not really transforming, at least to the traditional sense that we have it in Grand Cross, but she is a transforming character. I mean, literally her actual ultimate, the actual ultimate and her skill, she transforms mid-ultimate and then goes back to her normal self, right? Now, this is very exclusive towards certain characters, and in terms of 7-8 sins, I can see it happening towards Skinny King and Fat King. It's not really a transforming character, but he can simply go into his fat form when he does one attack, and also kind of make it so his actual ultimate as well is, you know, him transforming. We can see it with Escanor as well, where he's just in his skinny form. However, I would prefer them not to do that, because I want to have skinny Escanor as an actual playable character. But you know, they can do it for Escanor, they can do it for it was Diane. Diane could do one. She's skinny, but then use one skill, and then she transforms mid-animation and then goes back to her normal self. So once again, they've kind of already fixed transforming characters in the game, but these two ones what we actually expect, where they actually transform from an ultimate, they've yet to do that. And then another character that's not really transformed, but easily could have been one, is Purgatory Melee. So we all know when he actually gets his actual Curse of Purgatory to be removed, he then enters True Magic, which is obviously a form that Melee has. Very weird they call it True Magic, but when he does enter True Magic, which obviously he doesn't really enter it, he doesn't change the models, but what he could have done here was actually change the model where he does enter True Magic. His whole model changes, and his actual animations would change too, and that would be kind of sick, right? I really wish he would have done that. And Maybe if the character released it like 1 or 2 years later, then he would have probably done it, right? But that would be very, very cool to see. So once again, we can see transform characters in the future come out with this mechanic where they do one mass attack. Someone like Escanor, for example. Escanor's probably by far the easiest person to kind of compare here, where he would actually, like, let's say, after 3 turns, right, he enters High Noon, and then boom, turns into the 1, and then only for 1 turn or even 1 attack, he does 1 massive bonk, and then goes back to his, you know, the 1, right, or like Ultimate 1, or just normal Escanor. They can do so much with transform characters, but you've yet to kind of experience it. So that's why I have so much hope for this new Eren. Not only is it going to be the first time we've reached a transform character in the last 2 years, is also hopefully the reintroduction towards transform characters in Grand Cross, to where we can hopefully see more come out to the game. Because once again, we wanted transform characters so long in the first early years, and the fact that we got it and it was so bad, it kind of soured the taste for a lot of people to where they didn't really want it anymore. In fact, even now people are kind of debating about how good this Eren will be, just because the character is confirmed to be transforming. But like I just should agree more, you can definitely transform and still be a broad character, as long as when they transform, they're like literally the best character in the game. Also, there's another way to transform, which they kind of done, but haven't really experimented too much of it, and that is commandments. If you remember during the final bosses, after like 2 turns, they transform into the new outfit. If you look towards, obviously, you know, the Munspeed and Derriere, they kind of transform into the Endure forms, which, once again, we could see happen in the game. After 2 turns, you transform. Or maybe if your passive makes a certain condition, like how we got leaks many months ago now, then you'll transform. Rugal has a passive that is very much like an extra transforming character, but, you know, without all the changing. But simply, when the character goes below 50% HP, he increases his actual stats, which is what Eren does, by the way, and also increases his max HP, like fully heals, right? Which also what Eren does. Literally, his whole passive is literally Eren's ultimate, basically, more or less. The only difference is he doesn't actually transform. But if he just changed models or did some new animations, it would have been a transforming character. So yeah, hopefully with this new Eren, they've kind of fixed transforming characters. So boys, let me know what you think. Did Netmarble just fix transforming character? We'll find out tomorrow during the live stream. We're making a video, and I think doing the podcast as well on Amaze's channel, the Signature podcast, which will be happening, I think, right after the actual live stream, but I'm not entirely too sure. But anyway, boys, make sure to tune back into the channel later today. We're going to be doing a massive breakdown about what to expect on tomorrow's actual live stream, going over all the buffs that we could see come towards the old Titan characters, and also, you know, what else we could see. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace. Alright, don't mind me. The video current right now is only a few seconds off the 8-minute mark, and that's just the standard YouTube thing we have to do. So just gonna stall for a few seconds here. So hopefully you'll have a good day. Like I said, tune in later today. We're gonna do another video. I'm gonna edit it right now, and yeah, it should be about time.